Hi, I'm Mel,
And I'm Janelle,
and this is the Murder Mamas.
the Murder Mamas.
Welcome.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's Thursday.
It's always Thursday.
It's always Thursday.
You know what's so cool? Today when I was driving over here, I was able to wear sunglasses
Yeah.
at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I know. I was thinking
and
about that.
This weather's been top notch.
Today, no humidity. It was nice.
Yesterday was awful.
Yeah.
Yesterday was like summer light.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, not looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But today
was
gorge.
Gorgeous.
Gorge.
Yeah.
Nice and cool in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And then my daughter had an egg hunt at school, and it was under the trees. And it was just perfect weather. Yeah, it was just nice.
The breeze.
And everything. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we had soccer yesterday afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like humid, just rained.
Yep.
So the bugs were out in full force. And he's 4. So it was like 40 minutes into it. He's like, I'm sweaty and I want to go home. I was like, this is why they don't do soccer in the summer.
Yeah, no.
Because
it's not worth it.
No. Especially for like little guys.
Yeah, no.
Like, they're not going to last.
No, not at all.
10-minute games. That's all you get out of a 4-year-old in
it's true.
100-degree weather, 100% humidity.
That's true. That's all you would get out of me.
You don't even get me outside. You get me inside air conditioning, and that's it.
That's it.
Until it passes. And then it's beautiful again for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So there's enough about the weather.
Yeah. That was good. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about Bryce Laspisa. He was an only child. Laspisa. Bryce Laspisa. Was an only child born on April 30th, 1994 to Karen and Michael Laspisa in Springfield, Illinois. He demonstrated artistic talent early on as well as an easy, charming manner which made it easy for him to win friends. So when you look at his pictures, he's just like, he's a redhead. He's got the biggest smile, and it just looks so friendly and warm and inviting. And there's just a ton of pictures of him on the internet, and they all look the same, or that smile.
Yeah, like, what do they call it? Like a megawatt smile?
Yeah, totally.
He truly lit up a room.
He lit up a room. Bryce had spent the summer at his parents' home and had only returned to school 2 weeks before the events of August 28th to the 30th. His parents, who have repeatedly stated that nothing seemed wrong when he left to go back to school, have described the 19-year-old college student as a, quote, open book who could talk to them about anything. Now, doing research in this, and then watching the video of his parents talking, they seem a little naive. Okay. And I'm going to be a little harsh on them in this episode just because they are very naive.
I'm just going to say that I've been a 19-year-old.
Yes.
Once upon a time.
Yes.
And my parents didn't know what I did as a 19-year-old until I was like 29.
Right.
When all the repercussions of those actions could not be made.
Yeah. Well, he had a great freshman year. So this is in his sophomore year.
Of college?
Of college. So he had a great freshman year. So that was, I think his parents were just going off of that. But his friends, so anyway, we'll get back to it. However, somewhere between Bryce returning to school and somewhere between Bryce returning to school and police finding his car in a ravine, something seems to have gone horribly wrong. Despite years of theorizing, the question still remains, what happened to Bryce Laspisa?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So, on the evening of August 28, 2013, Karen and Mike Laspisa received a phone call from their son Bryce, letting them know he was driving down to their home in Laguna Niguel, California. I lived like 10 minutes away from there. Laspisa was 19 and had recently started his sophomore year at Sierra College in Rocklin, California. I went to Sierra College and I lived in Rocklin, California.
Where is that? I'm from California and I have no idea where that is.
It's up in Sacramento area.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like a really weird story, and that's not it. that I'm like related to this story.
Oh.
So
Did you do it?
No, it wasn't.
Do you know where he is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Laspisa was 19 and had recently started his sophomore year at Sierra College in Rockland, California, where he was studying industrial and graphic design. The Laspisas had moved to California from Illinois in 2012 following Bryce's high school graduation. So I don't know if they moved to California to be by him, but Sierra College is a 2-year college.
It's a community college?
A community college. So I don't know like why they would move their whole life over there for that. Or if he just decided to
go there because their family moved to Laguna Niguel.
Laguna Niguel. Laguna Niguel and Rockland are about 8 hours away from each other.
Oh, jeez.
So, I mean, it's not like they moved close to each other.
Why would you go to a community college so far away?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm asking you. You did it.
Oh, well,
I'm not asking hypotheticals. This is a straightforward interview question.
I went to a 4-year and then dropped out of that and then went to a 2-year when I was living up with my boyfriend up in Rockland.
Okay.
And then came back down.
So it was circumstantial.
Down here, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So like you didn't just choose to go to a community college far away from your home?
I went to a 4-year college.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can put a pin in that.
Yep. According to Karen, she offered to fly up to see her son who had just broken up with his girlfriend. However, Laspisa told his mom not to make any flight reservations until they had a chance to talk. He added, "I have a lot to talk about." Karen would never find out what her son wanted to discuss.
That's really
yeah. So
concerning.
The police have a really good theory about why, like, that this has something into play with it. Like, whatever he was going to talk to his parents about was why he disappeared. But I'm not quite so, like, sure on that, because he had started drinking heavily and taking the drug Vyvanse, which is, like, the equivalent to Adderall.
Okay.
And so Adderall is a drug that helps you with ADHD. Well, no, I meant for other people for ADHD.
I am intimately familiar with what Adderall does.
Yes. I've taken Adderall. Have you taken Adderall?
No, we already talked about that.
No, I said I took Adderall.
Yeah, I said I'm intimately familiar with what Adderall is.
Okay, cool.
It's nice to know you don't listen to me.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't know if that meant like someone you knew took it or you took it.
No.
Yeah.
Very, very personal.
Yes.
Unprescribed.
Yeah. It made me clean my apartment like no other.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about that. Anyway.
We do not condone the use of drugs that are not prescribed to you.
Condone. No. Only take drugs that are prescribed to you. Yes.
Just to
put that in there.
Yes. That's our disclosure.
All right. Laspisa's parents had spoken with him around 11:30 and thought he was heading back to his apartment in Rockland, which would have been a 90-minute drive from his girlfriend's house located in Chico, California. I went to Chico State.
Oh my God.
This was like
Chico looks like Jurassic Park.
You think?
Yeah, when you drive through like Chico Hills.
Yeah.
It looks like Jurassic Park.
Kind of. I guess you could say that.
Not like the pretty part, but like all the rocky parts.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I went there.
I did not.
Yes. However, they received a phone call from their insurance company following the morning that someone had requested roadside assistance using their account. When Karen called Bryce's roommate, Sean Dixon, he informed Karen that Laspisa hadn't come home that evening. So,
okay. How far? Question.
Yes.
How far away is Chico from Rockland?
About
hours-wise.
an hour and a half.
Okay.
I would say.
Chico's that far away?
Or, yeah, an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like you take back roads or we did, because my boyfriend lived in Sacramento at the time.
Okay.
So, or the Sacramento area. And so we would take back roads from Chico to like the highway and then take the highway to his parents' house. So there's a lot of back roads.
Okay.
So I think that's why it takes longer.
Okay.
You're going 35 miles an hour down the back road, and it's like farm country out there, so it's just 2-lane highways and just 35 miles an hour and lots of meth up there.
Okay.
It's in meth land.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Does that come into play?
No. I'm just letting you know.
You're just dropping some knowledge.
Just dropping some knowledge of California. Because I know this. I'm familiar with all of these places. And this.
It helps so much when you know what they're talking about.
It really does.
Like when I've done cases of like San Diego area.
Yeah.
Or even like Escondido, like Stephanie Crow. Like,
yes.
I know exactly the street they're talking about. Like it makes it easier to
it does make it easier.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can absolutely visualize this area.
Exactly. All right. Investigators later learned that Laspisa had started driving down to his parents' home after leaving his girlfriend's apartment. The drive to his parents should have taken Laspisa approximately 8 hours, but he ran out of gas less than 200 miles north of Laguna Niguel, outside of the town Buttonwillow near Bakersfield. Right. Never heard of Buttonwillow.
Never heard of Buttonwillow. Definitely know of Bakersfield.
Yeah, know where Bakersfield is, but never heard of Buttonwillow. So he did not make it, and his roommate and his girlfriend have said to call his parents and let them know that something's up with him and that he's not acting right. And, like, it takes a lot when you're in college to call a parent, I think.
For sure.
And 2 different people did this.
For sure.
And the parents are still, like, just in denial.
Yeah. I remember one time in college on a spring break trip, my friend that I was rooming with, like my best friend at the time, she got like alcohol poisoning. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she got poisoning, but like was just extremely inebriated, like could not stand, could not do anything.
Yeah.
And they took her to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then like obviously her mom knew, and I had never spoken to her mom ever.
Right.
But like I had to at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Why did you let her drink so much?" And I was like, well, have you ever tried to tell your daughter no when she's drinking? Because, like...
It doesn't work.
That's not going to fly. Like, this isn't a me thing. Yeah. Like, these are her actions. Yeah. But, yeah, like, even then, I didn't reach out to her parent. And her daughter was in the hospital. Like, I wouldn't have even known how to. Yeah. And she was my best friend.
Oh, yeah.
So, like...
So, yeah, it's pretty concerning that 2 of his girlfriend and his roommate both reached out to his parents at different times.
Definitely. Also, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
The time estimates they're giving.
Yes.
Are they without traffic? Yeah. Because Bakersfield to Laguna Niguel and LA traffic is going to be like 5 hours.
Right.
Easy.
Right. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
just wanted to...
we're guestimating here.
Well, they're under guesstimating.
I guess I should have probably redone that. Like, no, you're wrong.
Should have factored in driving through LA.
And what day it is and everything.
Anytime you drive through LA.
Yeah.
One time we went from Big Sur to San Diego.
Yeah.
And it took, I don't know, 6 hours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
6 hours to get through LA with a baby. Yeah. I was like,
I'm done.
We should have flown.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have to drive through LA traffic.
No.
Anymore.
No. Yeah, I used to drive up and down to Sacramento a bunch of times. So
that sounds
I get it from
terrible.
Orange County. I used to live in California. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. Anyways, back to your story.
Yeah. All right. So Laspisa was reportedly close to a rest stop and called roadside assistance at around 9 a.m., meaning he had already been driving for over 9 hours. An attendant brought Laspisa 3 gallons of gas, but Laspisa did not immediately continue on his trip. So this attendant came out and gave him gas. His name is Christian. So that's pretty nice. And he comes back into play too. So,
but like that's his job, right?
Well, I mean, he works at a gas station. I don't think he has to go out, drive to someone's car and give them gas. Like, that's not his responsibility, is it? I don't know.
I mean, if it was from, like, the roadside assistance company, you would think so. Like, the first time is his...
Yeah, I guess so.
Right? Like...
I guess. I've never had anybody come out and give me gas before.
AAA.
AAA will do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you like a few gallons to get you going.
To get you to the next gas station.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. After repeated attempts to contact her son, Karen called the shop that had serviced Laspisa's car for more information. The attendant, Christian, offered to check and make sure Laspisa had left the rest stop. About 15 minutes later, Karen reportedly received a call from Christian telling her that Laspisa was still parked in the same spot he'd been in 3 hours earlier when Christian dropped off the gas. So the guy went back to check on her son, too.
That's
how
very
nice
sweet.
is that? And he was still sitting there.
Like...
For 3 hours.
Just in the car?
Same spot, yes. So the guy, Christian, had dropped off the gas, and Bryce is sitting in the same spot.
Did Christian say he talked to him? Was he like...
He said he was fine. He said...
Yo, man, what are you doing here still? Like, can I help you with anything else?
Yeah.
Like...
And everything's fine. So, at this time, Karen said she was able to speak with her son, and Laspisa told her that he had just been getting some sleep and would be on his way. Karen and Mike assumed their son would arrive in Laguna Niguel around 3 p.m. on the 29th, but by 3:30 p.m. he still hadn't arrived and wasn't answering his phone. By 6 p.m., Karen and Mike had filed a missing person report with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. So, he's in Bakersfield. They're in Laguna Niguel. He's sitting at a bus stop or at a rest stop. He's not going anywhere. He's not doing anything. He's acting weird. They've gotten phone calls from roommates and girlfriends saying that he's been acting strange lately. He's been drinking heavily, and they're just not going to go up there and pick him up. Wouldn't you, as a parent, just say, just stay the fuck there and I'll be there in a second?
I feel like I would.
I think you would.
I would, but also...
Like, this is what makes me upset, is that they've given him... And then you'll go on to see that it's been more and more.
Like, I feel like I would drive there, but I also wouldn't want to be there if he was coming here. Like, if I really thought he was going to be coming home.
But if you talk to Christian and say that he's been sitting there for the past 3 hours not doing anything, I think I'd just say, stay there, I'll be right there.
Yeah, or, like, keep sleeping and I'll come pick you up.
Right.
Or, like... hop in Christian's car.
Obviously something's going wrong. Or, this is when the age of,
Experiment?
Schizophrenia and bipolar and all this comes out. Depression, especially for teenage boys. 19 is like right around that age. So he had been drinking a lot. He had been doing Vyvanse, which he was not prescribed. He could have had a mental break. I don't know. But, like, I just think as a parent, if I had 2 phone calls and then my son was still in the same spot 3 hours later after a gas attendant had given him gas,
yeah, but then
I'd be
as
a little
parent,
worried.
I mean, you're definitely worried, right? Like, it seems like they're worried, but I also feel like as a parent, if I was able to actually talk to him and him be like, I was just sleeping, like, I'll be on my way soon, like, that would calm me to a certain extent, if everything sounded normal on the phone.
I guess.
Like... I don't know the rest of the story. Like, I obviously haven't researched it.
Right.
But, like, I'm just sort of saying, like, knowing people with mental health issues, like, if they tell me, like, I'm going to be okay, like, I trust them to a certain extent.
Well, I think that's the thing is I don't think they knew he had, like, any mental illness. I don't even know if he did have a mental illness. It was just a theory that had come up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know.
It would just make me feel weird after phone calls, I think, coming from his friends saying, hey, he's been heavily drinking, he's been taking drugs, he's not acting like he did his freshman year, Yeah. That's a lot. I don't know.
It's definitely a hard spot to be in.
It is. Police subsequently found Laspisa only 8 miles from the rest stop he'd been at for at least 9 hours. Police reportedly conducted a sobriety test and searched Laspisa's car, but there was no evidence of drugs or alcohol. Bryce told officers that he was on his way to Laguna Niguel to hang out with a friend and blow off some steam. So now he's been...
Wait. So he was in the same spot?
Yes. So now he moved to a rest stop, and he'd been there for 9 hours.
Okay.
So his parents are expecting him home.
Why? Well, and I guess the cops can't just like pick him up.
No.
Because
he did a sobriety test. He passed that. There were no drugs or alcohol or anything in the car. I mean, what are they supposed to do? They can't do anything.
Yeah. That's hard.
So he's at another place for 9 hours. The first place he was just sitting there for 3 hours. So now he's been at a truck stop for 9 hours. One officer told Laspisa to call his mother, and it was at this point that Karen said she asked him to keep his phone on. Bryce and his parents would stay in contact for several more hours before he disappeared.
So, okay, I'm sort of agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I think I would leave. Yeah. I think I would go and, like, physically. Yeah. Like, that's a lot of time. That's even too in LA traffic. Yeah. That's a lot of time.
Well, no, and then he's been at the same. Exactly. They found him at the rest stop. The cops found him at the rest stop. 9 hours with him.
Yeah, no, I would go.
Done. Yeah. This is why
I should have just listened to the rest of your
making
story.
Me upset. I was like, I know every place in this, and this story is just like, it talks to me. All right. When Laspisa again stopped answering his phone, Mike and Karen contacted Christian, who offered to check on their son again.
What an angel!
I know. As it turned out, Laspisa was still near the spot where police had found him hours before. This was at approximately 10 p.m. on August 29th, a full 13 hours since Laspisa had first called for gas.
Oh my God.
Christian subsequently followed Laspisa to make sure he got back onto the highway and drove behind him for about 10 miles.
He is an angel.
And then called his mom and said, okay, he's on the road. Yeah. Right?
It's like the nicest guy in the world. Yeah. Christian.
Yes.
Wow.
He deserves a gold star, for sure.
What an angel.
I know. To do that?
Yeah.
For 10 miles, too? To follow him on the highway?
To even give a shit.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Especially in LA.
Yeah, wow.
Nobody cares down there. Yeah. So, Karen and Mike stayed on the phone with Bryce throughout most of his drive, asking for updates on his location. However, Laspisa apparently couldn't give them a clear answer. He told his parents that there weren't any signs and that he wasn't sure where he was. He only told him that his GPS navigation indicated he would arrive home at 3:25 on the 30th. So this is a little weird because knowing, I've driven this from, Bakersfield down to Orange County. It's all freeway. So you have to, there's signs everywhere.
Every mile.
For probably. Every mile, there's a landmark or, something. So, and it's all lit up during the nighttime. Because I've driven there through the night too. So something's going on. He's not telling his parents.
I mean, he's not telling them on purpose.
On purpose, yeah. So this is something else that's what's going on with this guy. According to Karen and Mike Laspisa, they spoke with their son one last time at 2:09 on August 30th. Laspisa's location was still unclear, but he told his mother that he was too tired to quit driving. So he had decided to pull off to the side of the road and sleep for a few hours. Laspisa had been on the road for 24 to 27 hours by that point, and his parents agree he should sleep for a while. So his parents agree that he should just pull off the road and sleep for a while. Okay, I would be like, okay, fine, just do that, and I'll come get you. Yeah, but at that point, again, here we are another time that they can just say, stop.
Presumably, he has to be hours closer at this point, right?
You would think.
Right, I know he's saying, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Around 8 a.m. that morning, a CHIP officer arrived at Laspisa's home to give them some disturbing news. They had found Bryce's car, but he was missing.
Okay.
So, Castaic Lake sits roughly 2 hours north of Laguna Niguel, and it's where police officers found Bryce's 2003 Toyota Highlander at around 5:30 a.m. on August 30th. The SUV was laying on its side in a ravine, and investigators determined that the car had driven off a 25-foot embankment. Some reports also post that the vehicle accelerated as it drove down the embankment, indicating that Laspisa was in control of the vehicle. It eventually crashed bumper first into the ravine before rolling onto its side. So I guess what they were saying is when you're driving, it looks like if you go off the cliff, you would just go into the water and, just die, I guess. But there's actually like a landing point before the water. You just can't see it from
the road.
So he went down the embankment, but not enough to
get into the water.
Injure him.
Presumably.
Yeah, right.
Okay. What was the name? Castaic?
Yeah.
The lake?
Castaic.
Okay. Is it off the freeway? Like immediately off the freeway? Or
no,
is it
I think
far?
I don't think it's immediately off the freeway. I don't know for sure though. But I don't think it's so. You can look it up.
I'm going to.
Despite the severity of the crash, only 2 drops of blood were found inside the Toyota. The back window had been broken out, and investigators suspect that's where Laspisa exited the vehicle. He left behind his phone, laptop, wallet, and all other personal belongings. So he walked away from this. He doesn't want to be found. Or I was thinking, a lot of them have said, we'll get there. Hundreds of sheriff's deputies searched the 22-acre Castaic Lake and surrounding 11,000-acre park following the discovery of Laspisa's car, but there was no sign of him. Cadaver dogs were also unable to trace his scent. Dive crews spent days searching the lake and helicopters circled the area, but there was still no trace of the teen.
So it's not so far off the freeway.
No.
It's not super remote. Like it looks like if you zoom in, it's
true.
Like
not that bad.
Yeah, there's like even a little lagoon, but like I don't know at which point he, was in the embankment, but it's like seems fairly close to a freeway exit.
Close. Yeah.
So
I assumed it would be further away, just by him.
And that's outside of Santa Clarita.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is still really far north.
Really far
for how long he was driving, right?
Yes.
Like.
Yeah. In a bizarre twist, a burnt body was found at Castaic Lake just days after Laspisa disappeared. Forensic testing later revealed that the remains did not belong to Bryce. Just had to add that in for shits and giggles, In 2015, the Laspisas conducted their own search of Castaic Lake with the help of professional investigators. Karen later told the Chicago Tribune, quote, "We hired a sonar boat that searched for 2 days and did not find any human remains. Our private investigator had a drone operator searching the area north of the boat launch access road. Nothing was found," unquote. Despite Laspisa telling his parents that he was pulling over to sleep at 2:09 a.m., surveillance footage showed him driving down the access road to Castaic Lake at 2:30 a.m. Approximately 2 hours later at 4:29 a.m., the same camera photographed Bryce's car again. So he was circling around, and I think this is where the suicide comes into place. Like, he took a circle around the lake, and then he came back around, and he was wondering if he should drive off of the cliff or not.
Okay, like presumed, right?
Presumed.
Like,
that's just a theory, yes. So that's one of the theories, because he circled around twice. So investigators later theorized that Laspisa may have been contemplating something as he drove back and forth along the road for 2 hours. His crashed Toyota Highlander was found only an hour later, and Laspisa was nowhere in sight. So where did he go?
Yeah, an hour. I mean, it's taken him like 25 hours in the car, Like, where did he go on foot in an hour?
Yeah. Bryce's girlfriend, Kim Sly, and his roommate, Sean Dixon, both stated that Bryce hadn't been himself in the days leading up to the disappearance. Dixon noted that Laspisa was drinking excessively and had also used the ADHD medication Vyvanse so he could stay up all night playing video games. According to Dixon, Bryce also began giving away his personal items, including an Xbox and a pair of diamond earrings his mother had gifted him. So something's going on there. You don't just give away all your stuff before you take off. Yeah. Kim Sly has said in the past that Bryce broke up with her over text, saying that she would, quote, be better off without him. Sly noted in an interview that she had run through every scenario about what led to Bryce's disappearance. Sly had allegedly also taken Laspisa's keys away from him the night he was at her apartment, but eventually gave them back at his parents' request. So when he went to go break up with her and drove up in Chico, she noticed that he was weird and something was off and he shouldn't be driving, and took his keys and hid them from him so that he couldn't drive, and he wanted him to stay over and just sleep it off.
Yeah, like sleep it off and get some clarity.
And he had talked to his mom and told his mom, "I'm fine. I don't know why she's doing this." And so the mom told the girlfriend to give back the keys and let Bryce drive home. So what was she going to do? Investigators and the Laspisas have wondered if Bryce could have had some sort of psychotic break as a result of abusing medications and alcohol, which could have explained his odd behavior in the days leading up to the August 30th car crash.
I wonder, like, even to, like, if he was taking enough of the Vyvanse to, like, stay up all night. Like, was there some sort of, like, psychosis?
Right.
You know, like, I know they talk about, like, that with meth use. Like, you get, like, meth psychosis from, like, lack of sleep.
And I think it said somewhere in one of them, it was 2 to 3 days that he was up.
Oh, that's a long time to be
That's awake. A long time to be awake.
Wow.
Yeah.
That does some bad things to your brain.
That could have been, yes.
But also still very strange that he was giving his stuff away.
Yes. Giving his stuff away is weird. So
it's, like, really strange. To me, that's very strange.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're up for days on end, you know, like...
Yeah. Well, that to me means you're done or you're going to go and just not be found.
Yeah.
In early October 2013, just over a month after Bryce disappeared, sightings of him were reported in Oregon. A police officer in the town of Port Orford claimed that he had seen Bryce but wasn't aware of the teen's missing person status. Laspisa's family also told the press that there were additional sightings of him in the area, but they remained unconfirmed.
I mean, it is a possibility that he just disappeared, right?
It could be, yeah. He could have just walked away. Laspisa's uncle, Brian David, commented at the time how difficult it was for the family to hear about the sightings. David said in an interview, "We get the word out of a possible sighting and it brings you way up, and then you find out, oh, it's not Bryce, and it brings you way down." Yeah. The sightings in Oregon began just days after authorities suspended the official search for Laspisa, but no positive IDs were ever made. Detective Robert Martindale of the LAPD was the lead investigator on Bryce Laspisa's case, and he believed that the teen decided to walk away from his life. In an investigation discovery interview, Martindale noted that bloodhounds were brought to Castaic Lake and quickly picked up Laspisa's scent. The dogs followed the scent across a dam and eventually to a truck stop before losing it. So there you go.
Okay.
Martindale theorized that Laspisa's may have gotten a ride from a trucker. However, Bryce's parents remain unconvinced that he would have willingly disappeared, and they even considered the possibility that he had suffered a brain injury following the crash. Detective Martindale has stated that the answer to Laspisa's disappearance likely has to do with whatever he wanted to discuss with his mother. So where is he?
Where is he? And also, what did he want to discuss?
And what did he want to say to his mom?
That's really hard for the parents. Like, there's no closure. There's no anything.
And if he is still out there, I mean, can you imagine just having your kid not want to be known? Or that, like, I don't know.
I mean, not wanting to have anything to do with you so much so as to go through all of that.
Yeah.
You know, not to just be like, hey, I'm not talking to you anymore. Right. But
to actually crash your car and disappear for good. Yeah.
That's really sad.
Right?
Where is he?
Where is he? ¿Dónde está?
Is there anywhere where you can, like, call in tips or anything if you have any information?
Still a Facebook page up. Find Bryce Laspisa is on Facebook. And you can call 949-292-4400 if you have any information. Thank you. You can find us on Instagram at
The Murder Mamas
and Facebook at
The Murder Mamas.
The M Mamas.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot. You're not allowed to say murder on Facebook.
Yeah. And Twitter.
The Murder Mamas.
And Gmail. The Murder Mamas
at gmail.com.
And you can Instagram, DM us, Facebook us,
anything.
Tweet at us, whatever you want to do.
We'd love to hear from you.
We would.
And continue to support the show by
Yes.
liking, subscribing, leaving reviews on Apple.
Yes,
we appreciate all of them.
We do.
Very much so.
We've seen them and we like them.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.